Microphone check. 1, 2. All right. All right. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. I'm just gonna get right into it because I have some intro clips anyway for everyone until we get the party started. Tonight, as you can see, it's accountability season. Winter is coming for the men. It already has gotten here. Because see, if winter wasn't coming for the men, being red pill would not be the biggest black male industry on YouTube. It just wouldn't. Because if you were getting everything you wanted, why go to a complaint channel? And that's basically what the manosphere is. I've been out in the YouTube streets for a minute. I was quite busy for a while, but I got a little time today, after doing a little bit of shopping and that kind of stuff. And after all these things about civil rights and all this kind of stuff, these men are still on here complaining about women, mostly black women. That just shows you the level of utter stupidity that a large segment of our culture cultivates. I was just over at one channel. I ain't gonna say their name because, in one, I don't want to make them mad. I mean, why make them mad? And then two, you know, why not? Anyway, I might say I may not. But an old friend of mine is on there, and she is on that channel. Um, and that's cool. That's cool. I'm happy for her. I think the guys are not that sharp, but that's my opinion, and my opinion only. So anyway, basically the thing is this. Tonight I have a lot of clips to go through. And the point of the matter is this. Why are black men complaining about black women when we have more problems within our own gender group? I cannot think of one stat that black men are doing better in that is positive. I got a whole lot we're doing better that's not positive, and that's what we're going to be going over tonight. One of the biggest problems we have in our culture, the men in our culture, is the lack of accountability. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of potholes and issues that we have in the United States. I can only speak for the United States. I'm sure there's other issues everywhere, but we're talking about United States. Like to welcome last shall be first and Bridget. And but where how are we fixing those problems? How tell me, how are we fixing those problems? Complaining about black women. You men who run those channels should be somewhat ashamed of yourselves, and I'll tell you why. I understand. I mean, you have the right to be in your own lane. But most of the channels that kick out this rhetoric, name calling black women, call them Shanquilla or whatever they do, you claim to be helping somebody. Now, if you just said, we're just here for comedy, we want to just talk nonsense, that's different. But that's not what's going on. So anyway, I want you guys to meet one of the red pill popular kings out there. I'm going to start out with a fan favorite tonight. A fan favorite. Let's get into it.
I like that.
And you usually tell the staff that it's like, well, it's in this cabinet.
Happy first of the month, y'all. Happy first of the month. Wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. Get up. Hey, JP, Flora, and the girls. The girls at school. Flora out there taking care of business. And I forgot to go to my therapy. Well, Flora, she got the car. I love being on the bus.
Jay Prince for president. I heard he had a couple issues going on. I'm glad to hear that he's going to therapy. I hope it's working. So out of all the black male geniuses we have out there, the positive role models, unlike Diddy, all the men out there doing great things. You want to know what's funny? I show more positive black male role models on my channel than all of the black manosphere put together. And they hate me for it because it makes them look bad. It exposes them by accident. I didn't mean to expose you guys as being bandits, but hey, so when I mention Russell Wilson or even President Obama or former president, or even some well-to-do positive role models like, half the black quarterbacks in the NFL, you guys ain't nowhere to be found. But you love yourself some Charleston White criminal record. Jay Prince for president. Well, you know about Jay. Kevin takes his daughter up against a window. Samuels. And I'm worried what he would. Let's move forward. Anyway, yeah. Way to go. Way to really choose those role models. I mean, y'all came up with that thing. You should have chose better. And then you guys choose criminals for your role model. That's hilarious. That's truly hilarious. Let's see what else Jay Prince is going to say. Come on, Jay Prince. On the bus. Look, hey, you got to get around. You got to get, hey, the bus. Hey, sometimes you just got to do it. Here we go.
So y'all want to come therapy with me? Y'all might can learn something too out this therapy.
The fact that he mentioned therapy in not a negative way is actually a good thing, because it's funny to me because when I watch those court videos, the first thing these men that come out of their mouth is actually there are two things that come out of these men's mouth. No, let's make it three. One, they say, oh yeah, I have mental issues. I guarantee you when they're looking at years in court, that's one of the first things that come out of their mouth. Two, oh, I got a kid at home I got to take care of. Which that's not true. Let's face it. If that was true, then there wouldn't be any single mothers, right? And 3, oh, I got to take care of my mom. When in reality, their mom is taking care of them. You're going to see more of this. Here we go.
Jay Prince for president therapy session.
Go on, please. Go for it. Adjusting my glasses. You know how it is.
Flora, she like to sleep with the damn AC on. Me poking. What's up, Lane and Love?
Okay. I'm going to fast forward because this is kind of like his intro. Let him have his intro. Boom.
That's Flora old crunchy ass. That was Flora old crunchy ass.
Wow, that sounds respectful for somebody he just married, right? Wow, he really appreciates his wife, huh?
They just picked some random dude and said, we need you to take a DUI and drug test. Dude. It don't have nothing to do with nothing that you think it has to do with.
He sounds like he's going through it, y'all. He sounds like he's going through it. Bridget says, is this after he left? I think, quite honestly, he just released this. Let's see when he released this. A few days ago, I think. So probably so. Probably so.
Cool, like ever since I had my daughter Legacy, I had to take drug tests and stuff. They want to make sure I'm a fit parent, which I don't have no problem. I don't drink. I don't smoke.
Oh, I see. So it sounds like he caught himself a case, maybe more than one. Because you don't have to do all that if, you good.
No way.
Yeah, most involved fathers. Here we go.
What's up, Flora? You got me on this bus.
It sounds like they're still together, which happens a lot. Let's see what happens, though.
Damn, I got to be there at 1, so I'm going to restart this live when I actually get in therapy.
I hope he asked the doctor if it was cool, because most doctors, some of them don't like that shit. They don't like you to come in there and start, oh, I'm going to do a live. And no, especially if you aren't really paying real money.
I said, didn't I tell you all the dogs won't bark?
Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear it, okay?
Look, I ain't looking at me like I'm gonna ask him for something. What kind of dog is that?
Yellow lab.
Why he don't bark?
Because he's trained not to.
You heard it? I told y'all think I be bullshitting. That dog looked at me like I was gonna ask him for something.
Dang, Bridget says, Flora paid, had people paying for her to leave him, and she's right back with him. Yep. That's a shame, but that's the name of the game.
Because she said he trained not to bark. How you train a dog not to bark?
Why? you know what's funny to me is it's if he was a dog expert, it would make sense for him to say something like that, right? But he don't know. So why is he asking? Why is he making it sound like there's something wrong with the dog being trained not to bark?
You can train a dog not to bark. Only dogs I knew not to bark that were trained well was them pit bulls. And the only reason why they didn't bark is because they was from attack.
Jay Prince for president. Yeah,
They would put a
okay.
dog up here if the dogs bark too much.
Come on, let's go. Let's get into your therapy session. Okay, that already doesn't look good because he's hiding his camera. Well, either let you in or not. Oh. This isn't the kind of therapy you ask for. This is the kind of therapy you get after, you visit the court.
That's a general consent form. Just gives us permission to see and treat you. We have to get them signed once a year.
Oh, okay.
Wait, let me see that again.
The thing is then, if we want to just, whenever you're ready, we could check James in for Jason.
Yeah.
Oh, you already did. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay. So, like I said, I'll try to get this done as quick as I can, James, but just hang tight. I'll try not to make it as close to one. Really, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Yep.
Okay. That's a government entity. That's not even like a real therapist doctor's office. So this sounds like to me that I'm not saying I'm correct because I could be wrong, but it looks like to me this is something that he was ordered to do.
Sign these before. They're just consent forms to see and treat you today.
Yeah.
So you just need to sign and date X is there.
I'm gonna get a little more volume.
What is it for?
That's a general consent form. Just gives us permission to see and treat you. We have to get them signed once a year.
Oh, okay.
And then this second one, same thing, to sign and date where the X's are. And
What about the for the CPS, the release form?
Oh no, and any of the release forms would be downstairs in the first floor.
Did he say CPS release form? Did he say CPS
Sign these
release
before. They're
form?
just consent forms to see and treat you today.
Yeah.
So you just need to sign and date X is there. And that's just a general.
What is it for?
That's a general consent form. Just gives us permission to see and treat you. We have to get them signed once a year.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then this second one, same thing, to sign and date where the X's are. And that's
What
just-
about the for the CPS, the release form?
Oh, okay. So Mr. Role Model has some CPS issues. That's very interesting. Indiana mom in the house. So the thing is this. I was about to give him some prop. Well, at least he went. But I was gonna give him some props if he actually was going to therapy because he wanted to. But it appears that he's being forced to go, or that he feels compelled to go for some legal reason. Here we go.
Oh no, and any of the release forms would be downstairs in the first floor for the medical records department. They would have all of that. I don't know. And then just keep all the rest.
Winter is coming, y'all. Oh, the men.
Oh yeah, it has.
Yeah, okay. She was searching her closet and she's like, you want this? I'm like, yeah.
Dude, 20 years younger than me, but he looks older than me. What's up with that?
Don't tape it. That
Looks
would
like
be
a body double of the fight between with from last night.
something cool though.
See, I know this is a governmental institution because therapy offices that are therapy offices, that people go when they want to, they don't have plastic. They don't have their secretaries in a plastic booth. This is the kind of office people go who don't want to go. Drink water, okay.
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Time had you down for around the clock.
Yeah, I'm here early. Yeah.
Okay.
Over time, I really didn't start really getting healed until I started coming on here and actually talking to black women. I used to talk to them on Facebook, but they will always talk back and talk. They had a smart mouth. When I was with the black women on Facebook, had a smart ass mouth. They used to always talk back to me.
Well, that happened was when you talk to somebody else, they talk back. That's what happens.
And that used to bother me.
It appears that it still does.
Because you're not supposed to talk back to no grown ass man.
Uh-oh, here comes the misogyny already.
They had the audacity.
Look at this. Look how he looks. And he's thinking they had the audacity to talk back to him. Okay, number one, nobody talks back to anybody, unless you said something wrong. But what he's thinking, being whatever you want to call it, he said something messed up and he didn't expect they were going to return fire. That's all. Here we go.
Well, Chalk says so dumb. Black women haven't done anything to you. Yes, they did. By the way, yes, they did. So actually, that's how I started with therapy, because I had a lot of resentment against black women.
There you go. He still has a lot of resentment towards black women. I mean, that's the funny thing is when they think they're healed when they're not. You know what I mean?
So somebody on Facebook suggested me to come on to get therapy. That dog is not no service dog. Like 3 or 4 years ago, if I would have seen the black woman outside the street, because it just bothered me to even look at them. And then they was
Did you hear what he was just said? Let me rewind that just a little bit. He said this.
Like 3 or 4 years ago, if I would have seen the black woman outside the street, because it just bothered me to even look at them. And then
He said that if he saw a black woman out on the street. Now, this is a black man, by the way, okay? This is a black man. He said if he saw a black woman out on the street, it would bother him. That sounds like something that a supremacist would say. You know what I mean?
very intimidating.
Exactly, Bridget. Look how Bridget says, yes, look how he treated his wife. This dude still has some serious issues still, but I guarantee you he thinks he's okay.
They were very intimidating. So how do I feel about RP now? I'm glad because it's like it's lit for me. See, I was under the impression with therapy
Notice how he didn't answer the question. Let's see where he goes with it. Maybe he'll spin back around.
that they help you do stuff like, you know, they be involved. Like they make you do like little stuff like, see, I had to come to this therapy. Now I was at a clinic.
Notice how he never answered the question. Notice how he never answered the question. Here we go.
With Pro Health, but them motherfuckers banned me. They kicked me out of Pro Health.
Okay, so far he said two things that stand out to me. One, he said that when he sees a black woman in the street, he feels a certain way and it's not good. Then he was going to another therapist's office, but they kicked him out. Those two things together are not good signs at all. So when is he going to understand that he's the problem? Because if the fact that he got kicked out of another therapist office and he feels a certain way when he just sees a black woman, that's a problem. But you know what's funny? I guarantee you there are thousands and thousands of men who will defend him because they feel the same way.
They literally kicked me out of Pro Health and they therapy within the first week of me being there. So I had to come here because of a white woman. Lane of Love don't really give you no tools. They just basically just let you talk.
This dude is so messy. I mean, I cannot give you a better example of a man who has mental issues that is unwilling to resolve them. I don't care why he's going to therapy because he has to. He's not going to therapy because he wants to. And he's basically, he's a mess. I mean, ladies, if you're seeing this is the kind of guy you stay away from, in my opinion.
It's like I thought therapy, they get inside your mind and they let you get angry and stuff like that. You got to keep in mind, in therapy, right, they don't have time to really pay that much attention to one person.
I'm going to pause him right there and move on.
We have an indisputable exclusive, disturbing allegations against a deputy named Michael Baker, Gwinnett County. He's running for sheriff. Put up the picture. Now, I saw this on social media a few days ago, and we have the rest of the story. Now, I'm going to first give you a review of the video. Here it is. Okay. We received these details, and you can find this also on social media, highlighting the allegations against Deputy Mike Baker, who was and has been employed by the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office. He was employed with the Sheriff's Office, and he started his tenure there in 2006.
Let me pause it right here. Sometimes words, pictures speak 1,000 words. They just pulled a young lady out of the car for no reason. This lady, you can tell her by her body language and her arms out. She's going like, "What the hell? What the hell is going on here? Let's see what else. Let's see what is going on here. Here we go."
According to the records that we have, Baker is currently running for sheriff in the county, where he is accused of using excessive force on a young college student who was sitting in her car at a gas station. Okay, you have a still image there. A witness at the scene documented what she saw before the arrest began. So here's a description from the witness.
The officer started to go in. Now, Officer Tony was not out here for the beginning of the situation.
Okay.
Like I said, I was standing at the door.
He was inside?
Officer Tony was getting ready to buy whatever he was buying or whatnot. So they moved or whatever. However, the sheriff all of a sudden got agitated and goes, because like they weren't even talking to the officer. They were having a conversation amongst themselves.
Okay.
So the sheriff goes, "Oh, is there a problem? Is there a problem?"
Wow.
Next thing I know, they're coming around. They yanked the girl. Matter of fact, they told her to get in the car. So
The deputy.
the sheriff deputy.
Okay.
Telling her to get back in the car. But mind you, this is the same girl that was getting ready to go in the store anyway.
Okay.
So as she go to get back into the car, I guess she wasn't moving as fast to his liking, so he yanked her, and then they made an arrest for disorderly conduct. They didn't do absolutely anything wrong. They complied with everything.
You know, things like this really boil my blood, and I'm sure they boil your blood as well.
Shout out to Pop Off Podcast in the house. Here we go.
The complaint was actually filed by Keisha's wife, Brett Felder. Details: Deputy Baker aggressively approached my wife in a violent manner. She rebuked his approach by stating she knows her rights. He told Keisha to get in the car. She then got in the car. After she complied with what the deputy asked, he and MPD Toni both forcibly removed her.
So basically, she did what they told her to do. She did what they told her to do, and that wasn't good enough. So they basically beat her up. I won't say beat her up, but they did. Shout out to Why is Seeking Knowledge in the house. Good seeing you. Here we go.
Now, Keisha was arrested by Deputy Baker, who's running for sheriff in Gwinnett County, Georgia. He was arrested. She was arrested by him on charges of disorderly conduct, public intoxication, and obstruction. Okay? Now, this should all be very easy to understand, but you see, Deputy Mike Baker's body.
Uh-oh, what happened with No Fugazi? Break it down for us. No, I haven't heard about that yet. Here we go.
Cam was allegedly not powered on throughout the entire arrest. His body cam begins after the incident was over. So this is Mike explaining himself.
Yeah.
He's already looking left, which is already a bad idea, but let's keep it going anyway. Here we go.
I don't know if it was, but because they'll buzz or they'll vibrate, low battery, like it did last night when I was working back there. And I looked down, but it didn't show anything. So I checked it, and one of the docs down there in the sergeant's office, I put it on that.
So when I don't know how it works. So when you are done with it, you just put it on a dock, and that downloads all the video.
Yeah, that's what I know there's a station back in the sergeant's office, so I saw it there. But the one over in roll call in
like you don't have to type anything for each video? Or?
No, we just put it on. I've been taking mine off each day and switching it out and just put it on the dock. Whatever's on there is on there.
Put up the picture. The Office of Professional Standards reviewed the case. Keisha's wife filed a complaint of employee misconduct. She cited use of force. In the wake of the arrest and investigation, Deputy Baker was actually found liable. They agreed with her. Their investigation said, yeah, he did. And they suspended him. Let's put it up full mass. I want you to be able to see this clearly for yourself.
Wow. Okay.
It says, quote, "This is to advise you," talking about the deputy, that your employment with the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office will be suspended for 2 days. That's it, 2 days.
2 days? Man. Okay. Lawsuit.
This action is being taken due to violations of the following department rules and regulations. So you got 4 violations here. First violation is Chapter 21, Section W, body worn cameras. Violation department policy, violated protocol according to the report. Number 2, you got a chapter 13, violation 9, duty to give name and badge number. Duty to give name and badge number. So obviously you failed in that. Chapter 13, section 55, use of force, meaning the force that you just saw on that camera based on the determination of the sheriff's department was not warranted. And
Let me pause that for 1 minute. Let me see what's going on with no Fugazi. Okay, hey, I'm going to bring it up real quick. Why not? Here we go. Let me wait. Okay, let me pause this. Station break. No Fugazi. Here we go. Yeah, nothing wrong with freestyling, you know what I mean? So he fits actually into the show quite well, since we're talking about those men who do not hold themselves accountable. Here we go. This is not him. This is somebody talking about him.
Fellas, this is why I tell y'all got to be careful about where y'all get y'all relationships.
Right. Let me get some more volume on this. I want to make sure you hear it.
/ life advice from these guys on this fucking internet, on these podcasts and shit.
Yeah.
Because yesterday I made a video about that Fugazi Coolie dude or whatever, talking about being a top tier man. And I always kind of knew dude was a little buddy. But yeah, so here's the clip, and then I'll show you why.
Don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
Do you believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4", only about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year. And I'm black at that if you add that on.
That's why he said that. That's why he talked the way he talked. That's why he thinks he's a top tier man, because he's 6'4" and black.
You know, that's funny because there's a lot of 6'4" men that happen to be in prison. I guess they're top tier because of that too, right?
This is why. He's the trinket. He's the fetish. But this is the dude that y'all follow, fellas. This is the rhetoric that y'all subscribe to from hypocrites. A black man playing stepdaddy to some white kids with a single mother who was a BBL Becky. Mind you, getting her knocked up because she's currently pregnant, not even married to her. They've been together since 2017 and has yet to put a ring on her finger.
Oh man, we are going to have a no Fugazi show because he be talking some major shit. And he's kind of like a wannabe Kevin Samuels. You know I'm getting in that ad. Here we go.
I think everything is a proposal.
And darling, this is more than anything. So Christmas is around the corner, and since we got a little mixed baby here, we're gonna see which Santa he chooses. We got a black Santa,
And I have the white ones.
and let's see which one he chooses. Same time, don't cheat.
Okay.
Now you see. Now you see. Oh man, what a freaking hypocrite. So he's literally on TV dissing black women for being single mothers. But he not only does he date one, but he then punctuates it by making her another single mother by having a kid by her and not marrying her. That is not top tier at all in any way, shape, or form. That is why we are here on Accountability TV talking about it. This is about as hypocritical as you can get. Okay, he's basically a Fugazi. He's basically a Pookie. This is really, quite honestly, this is the essence of the black manosphere right here. Pure, unadulterated hypocrisy. At its best, no doubt. Pop Off Podcast, thank you for bringing this attention up. Because, yeah, he talking major crap.
2, 3.
Which one are you gonna pick?
Like, all the boxes were checked. Cringy interracial couple content. She's begging to be proposed to. She's a single mother. All of these things that he tells you in clips like this.
As a single mother, do you believe you deserve a man in the top percentile?
I'm able to do everything else, whether or not I have a baby or not. I still can be a great wife.
Yeah, listen, single moms, recreational use only. Time out. Let's reverse it.
Oh, so that's the funny thing. If his wife No, his wife has seen this. What does she think? Is she recreational? Is she recreational?
Quick, what? Looks like you're doing more than recreational use with her, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you're not, because you still ain't married her, but you're giving her those mixed kids that she enjoys to make content with, though, right?
Right.
So, like, most of these podcasts, I keep telling y'all, a lot of these podcast guys that are the loudest about women are out here living double lives and making bank off of y'all.
Exactly. Obsidian was the same way when he was floating around on YouTube. Kevin Samuels, he was the same way too, you know, preaching that women are, you know, are 3 or 4s and all that, but he's over here having a whole harem of women. And I guarantee you it's this philandering lifestyle that along with a Red Bull or 2 that put him where he is now. And that's the funny thing is that it's one thing if you guys like just stop talking about him after he passed away, because basically he passed away because he didn't practice what he preached. He preached, you know, women are supposed to be fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive, and he wasn't even that. Now, I do understand he had health issues before, but you would think that he would have been focused on taking care of it instead of popping them blue pills after he had pain in his chest and then basically, you know, and I think, I mean, he didn't buy dogs, but he did buy women, and he did die alone. You got to think about it. Here we go.
Doing the same thing that these podcasts and pink pill women do to other women, they're doing to y'all. And I say this all the fucking time. These podcast guys are never married. They're never in successful relationships. Right. And they're usually buddy boys. But these are the guys y'all
think about it like this. Angry Man. Angry Man is not, even with his existing whoever's taking care of him, because it's probably not his house, allegedly, but he's not in a good relationship either. So who's in a good relationship? You know?
subscribe to. These are the guys that y'all are in my comments arguing with me about, defending and telling me that I'm simping for
Miles breaks it down. His baby mom, LOL. He's just putting Miles on his preference. Exactly.
But instead of listening to fellas like myself who are actually married in real life and trying to tell y'all how to find them, y'all would rather listen to guys like him because it reassures the echo chamber that you want to be in.
No, the thing is that they're trying to find women to control. That's the thing. The red pill men, they're trying to find women to control. Anybody can find one woman to love and marry, but that's not what they want. They don't want that.
Let's sit and point and blame women all fucking day for why you can't find a wife. But everybody's an alpha man, a good man, and a top tier man, though.
Yeah, exactly. And we are going to dig deep into that very soon. Here we go.
I'll get together and find no fucking woman. But when married men like myself get to talking about what y'all need to do, you tell me to shut the fuck up because, well, you married, bro. Why you worried about another man? So y'all don't want to hear what I got to say.
No, not a bit, because they don't want to hear what you got to say because you probably treat your woman pretty decent. And if you do that, that puts you into the simp section, and they don't like that. They don't like that at all. But I guarantee you, I'm going to be doing a no fugazi, full blown out, live stream, because he's basically the modern day Kevin Samuels with better health. I guess he's in health. I guess he's healthier. You never know. You never know. So let's move forward. Here we go.
2023 CR 3443, State of Texas versus Larry Everett Berry. Can I have the parties
announced? You can
announced?
see the man is wearing orange. He actually looks pretty decent in the orange, but the problem is that's not the kind of orange you want to wear. And the problem with wearing that orange is the things that go with it. So this is the thing. Where was the accountability from his friends, his other male friends, to keep him from doing what he did would put him in orange? Let's find out. Here we go.
For the record, for the state. Defense.
Todd Coronado.
And are you Mr. Berry?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Larry Everett Berry who was placed on community supervision and 2023 CR 3443 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram, on November 16, 2023 for a term of 2 years. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 41 on about the 24th day of July 2024 in Harris County, Texas. The defendant Mary Everett Berry within their comply with the rules and regulations of felony drug court violation condition number 41.
How do you plead to that?
True.
Who waive the remaining violated condition? Your Honor.
No objections, Your Honor. No objections, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition 41, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 16 months in the state jail facility and up to $2,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 41?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 41 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. And the above individual on community supervision before the underlying sentence to 180 days in state jail facility.
That is agreement, Your Honor.
Okay, and why should I give him the minimum?
He would like to address that.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Larry Everett Berry.
All right, so why are you deserving 180 days?
Due to the fact, like, I got medical condition. I just got out the hospital a couple weeks ago. They diagnosed me, said that I got bronchitis, fungus, lung cancer. Infection in my lungs.
Okay, I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this. See, what I find is that there's some people who just think everybody's stupid, including, highly educated judges and lawyers. And they still think they can pull. And sometimes they might get away with it, but let's see what happens here.
They did some autopsy. They did biopsy on my nose, but they cut a piece of my skin off too. And it's like, I've been doing everything that you told me to do. I've been complying. I have been doing my classes. I've been reporting to my probation officer, but now they changed my probation officer to.
Well, no, because they're saying that you didn't comply with felony drug court rules. So what rules are they saying you didn't comply with?
Okay, the day that I went through, I was there at drug court. Sarah Fuentes asked for my phone. She just did her home visit at my house. And she said, everything I was doing good. I did my community service like Judge Glenn told me to do. I've been doing everything. I've been reporting to healthcare. They just came to see me again. I'm supposed to see some lady named Miss
You see
Betty.
that boy, she's reading his jacket. And she said, the math is not mathing.
She said they could report to her when I get out. But my probation officer, she said, let me see your phone. I gave her my phone. And then she set it down when she said, I guess somebody must text my phone, ask to start about some pills.
No. Let's back up. So what was in your phone?
She said something about some pills. That's what it was all about. There wasn't no pictures, no nothing. It was a he say, she say thing. And then
what do you mean he say, she say?
Whatever they said is what they trying to think I'm out there doing something. That's what exactly was over with.
All right, so here's the thing. I've been an attorney in felony drug court before. So if they found something on your phone, they actually showed it to you. So
they didn't show it to me. They came out and told me.
So you're telling me they didn't show you anything in your phone?
No.
So if they zoom in and want to testify, they're going to say, we didn't show him his phone.
No, they didn't. They took my phone, went to the bank. The only person that came out and told me was.
Y'all are gonna love this. Y'all are gonna love this. Phoenix Soul, it's good to see you here. You just caught a good moment. Here we go, everybody. Here we go.
Lady Tammy told me. She said, "Yeah, somebody got some pills and this, that, and they ain't showed me nothing was in my phone at all." They put me in a jury box, and they then judge me and say, "You're going to jail to further notice."
That just sounds very odd to me.
And they ain't showed me nothing about my name.
That's not a good sign. When a judge says your story sounds very odd, that's a very professional way of them telling you that they feel you're lying.
Nothing in my phone.
All right, so here's my question. Do you want me to have someone from felony drug court zoom in
Oh shit.
so we can see what's going on with this phone conversation or lack thereof?
Remember now, he's saying that his whole story is based on what he said people were saying at felony drug court. So let's see what happens here.
You can, because
No, I mean, not I can. Is that what you all want?
Well, I believe he pled true to the fact that he did not complete felony drug court,
Oh man.
and that's where we're at now. So
So do y'all want me to have someone zoom in from felony drug court to talk about this phone thing? Since he brought it up under, his speaking to the court.
sure.
Okay. All right, we'll have somebody from felony drug court zoom in.
Oh man.
I don't know. It was,
He looks like he was about 6'4" too, right? He looks like he was 6'4", right? Like No Fugazi said, that's top tier, right?
We're back on the record in 2023. CR 3443, State of Texas versus Larry Berry. All right. Defense, did you have a chance to speak with felony drug court?
yeah, Your Honor.
Is there anything you wish to add?
I was just, excuse me, informing Mr. Berry that there were texts to his phone and then from him to whoever it was that more than what he had alleged before or not acknowledged before. So he said, yeah, that was true. There were more texts than he had said.
All right. The court is going to
Let
grant.
me clear it up because he was kind of mumbling that out because it wasn't a good thing to say. He said basically that the guy in orange, there was more texts than the guy in orange allegedly said there was. So basically, in so many words, his defense lawyer was saying he lied. He lied. Or let's just put it this way. Let's be nice tonight. He made an inaccurate statement.
At the motion, the court is going to sentence you to, the most I can sentence you to is 16 months. The court is going to sentence you to 16 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine. Time and money will not run concurrent.
Let me pause. So she gave him the maximum because he lied. He lied. He lied. He basically lied. And the thing is this, if you notice, the judge already knew. The judge already knew. She knew. That's why she went and paused the court so they could get their story together and come back. Yeah. So Bridget, I wouldn't say he admitted that, Mr. Orange admitted lying, but his attorney kind of his representation stated that in a roundabout way. He told a fib. Yep.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
No.
All right. You have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is that.
Let me tell you, I will tell you this, at least a little bit I know. Judges get furious when people lie to them right to their face.
As it relates to the allegation in the motion, not the fact that you are on community supervision. Do you understand? All right, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
So I got 16 months or 6 months.
16.
Credit with like.
I'm legally, I must give you credit for any time that you've already served, so you'll receive credit for that.
That way I get credit like that 80-20 or something. Like.
Oh, what will end up happening is I'll receive something, and if I think you're deserving of that, then I will give it. If I don't think you're deserving of it, you will not receive it.
So this is like state jail or TDC?
Yeah, this is state jail time. And state
Accountability.
jail time is day for day.
Oh.
All right, good luck to you. And he's saying that he has medical issues. So I'll.
Yes.
Dude, they got me.
He's got the sure.
I just came from University Hospital. That's what they sent me to. They got me on medication for the next 3 months.
I'll put you therapeutic community with for medical. All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry I messed up. I mean, I take full responsibility though. Plus, I got a baby on the way.
But here's the thing.
Did I tell you earlier that one of the things they use in court is the baby? One is a baby. One is their mother or their grandmother, right? Yeah, I told you. And another one he threw in was his medical condition.
You came before me and you were not taking full responsibility. You were being dishonest with me.
No, I was doing everything you told me to do, ma'am. I did. I was doing all.
Okay, so here's the thing. Let me ask you this. Did I tell you to sell drugs? No, I did not.
But I wasn't selling
That's what you were doing.
No, I wasn't.
So
it was just I wasn't selling no drugs.
Okay. All right. So that's the court sentence. And
that's the funny thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's like they lied to, he should have just been quiet. If he was just quiet or he just owned up to it, they probably would have cut that time in half before, not now. It's too late now, but before. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Lying in court, it can, I believe it's a felony, but it's definitely a misdemeanor. It's definitely not nothing you want on your record, that's for sure.
You had a chance to do well in felony drug court. That's a great program, but you chose other paths. So that's why you're going to the state jail facility now for 16 months. And if you do have a...
My name is Happy.
Let me pause it because, by the way, you know what that's doing is that's saving a lot of young men and young women who this guy would sell drugs to and make their situation worse. Yes, of course, those men and women could find, the drugs somewhere else, but the harder it is to find, the longer those people will live. So by her taking this man off the street, that's saving life. And that's what bothers me is where's this thing, oh yeah, the government wants to hold the black man down, but aren't we holding ourselves down by selling poison to our people in our culture? Isn't that the same? Isn't that worse? Why are we putting on our capes for men like this? Why are we putting on our capes for men like this? I don't get it. You think, okay, he goes to jail, right? And you're mad about him going to jail. How about the 30, 50, maybe 100, maybe even 1,000, depending on how long he's been doing it for, of people that he's destroyed? No, what? We're supposed to save him, but not them. That doesn't make any sense to me. Let's go into another one. Here we go. This one about the Belltown Hellcat. Here we go. I was going to say he's a Helltown Bellcat because he's wreaking havoc.
The Hellcat is back, and folks are not happy.
It is hellish. And it's really sometimes I really have to even block my ears because it gets that bad.
I've heard it maybe a dozen or so times, usually around 3 or 4 in the morning, and it's woken my fiance up a few times, I think.
For months, authorities have tried to get the car and its driver off the streets. Back in March, Miles Hudson was charged with 2 counts of reckless driving and was forbidden from driving the car until it complied with the city's noise control code. But since then, new videos emerged showing the vehicle on Seattle's roads, some from Hudson's own Instagram account.
It's kind of just messing with people and trying to get a reaction. But yeah, the headlights look kind of cool. That's the only thing I can say. But other than that, he's just making a fool of himself.
Hudson was also given a noise control violation, stated he would be fined $15,000 per day after April 15th, until the car was brought under code. Hudson's mother emailed the city last week, saying she's working to get the car under compliance. But on Thursday, videos emerged on Reddit showing the car was back on the road, driving down 2nd Avenue and entering the garage of the 2nd Avenue building where Hudson lives. Now neighbors say they're fed up.
It feels like a slap on the wrist, just getting scolded at, you know. It doesn't feel like it's any real action.
Okay, so, I mean, why am I bringing up just such a little thing about a guy with a loud car interrupting neighbors and stuff? You know, what do you care? Well, if he would have stopped, he would not have lost. If he was just held himself accountable in the littlest ways, he wouldn't have lost his car that is dang near $100,000.
Miles Hudson found himself on the fast track to a jail cell today as the man known as the Belltown Hellcat driver once again violated court orders.
Hudson had been released from custody and placed on electronic home monitoring, but records show he skipped out at least 21 times with no explanation for where he went. KOMO's Joel Marino was at the hearing where Hudson pleaded with the judge but ended up in handcuffs.
The court case for Miles Hudson took a wrong turn.
They plead in front of the judge when they could have just simply have stopped the behavior that put them in front of the judge in the first place.
From the start, when he showed up to his in-person appearance virtually.
You're required to be here in person, and so we won't be addressing your matter unless you come in person.
The judge took a recess to let the Belltown Hellcat.
What he did was he made up his own rules. He was supposed to show up in person and didn't. He wanted to show up the way he wanted to show up, which was on this thing, you know, on the screen. And they weren't having it.
Hellcat driver make his way to the courthouse, and KOMO News caught up with him in the hallway. Once again, his face was covered.
Hey, Mr. Hudson, Joel Marino with KOMO TV. Was there a misunderstanding about your in-person attendance? My what? In-person attendance today?
His attorney got Hudson inside while the city prosecutor laid out the concerns. Hudson is on electronic home monitoring as a condition of release in 2 pending criminal cases. One is for reckless driving related to his modified Dodge Charger, which he has featured in numerous Instagram posts. The other is a separate charge for stalking a former girlfriend. Prosecutors say Hudson has violated his home confinement 21 times, sometimes leaving for 2 hours in the middle of the night.
There's no explanation, memory, or reason that he has been able to provide for where he was, when, what he was doing, or why he left.
Yeah, but everybody out to get the black man. I mean, they gave this dude so many chances. Why Seeking Knowledge, you nailed it. I mean, they gave him a million chances and he just couldn't help it. He couldn't help it. He just had to, and I guarantee you, he's blaming everybody but himself. No accountability whatsoever.
What does YSL stand for?
Let me pause that for a minute. This is from YSL, a short clip here. Don't worry, we're not going to sit on this for long. But basically, you know, he was in a gang, in a rap group, one and the same. And this is how he's trying to defend himself. Here we go.
I mean, you can use it in any kind of way. Y'all successful living. Y'all starting a lifestyle.
Does he sound pitiful to you or not? He wasn't sounding that way when he was attacking people.
Before you went to prison, how were you using YSL?
2003. Before, when I went to prison, it was, like 2013.
And do you actually have YSL tattooed on your body?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have Slime Life tattooed on your body?
Yes, ma'am.
Permission to approach? Yeah, man.
Phoenix so Dale said he needs a translator. Just in case you don't know, this is one of the co-defendants from the YSL case. There was a bunch of them. There's like 15 of them. And a bunch of them cut a deal. which is going to be very hard to follow. And he's one of the ones left. He should have got out before the other ones did.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 408, 409, 410, 411, and 413. Have you had an opportunity to look at this before you came and testified today?
Yes, ma'am.
And did I show those to you earlier?
Yes, ma'am.
And without saying what's in the picture, well, strike that. What are you looking at in those pictures?
Myself.
And does it appear to
Look
be
at him
yourself?
shaking. Look at his fingers shaking. Remember now, this is the kind of dude who was out there, you know, popping his pew pew and quite. He might have deleted some people, but look at him in court. This is what finding out is all about.
Yourself in all of those pictures.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your Honor, this time the state would like to tender the State's Exhibit 408, 409, 410, 411, and 413.
Look at his fingers. Look at the paper. I need to show you this. Watch while he's shuffling the papers. Watch the movement.
408, 409, 410, 411, and 413. Have you had an opportunity to look at this before you came and testified today?
Yes, ma'am.
And did I show those to you earlier?
Yes, ma'am.
Look at his handshake.
Without saying what's in the picture, well, strike that. What are you looking at in those pictures?
Myself.
And does it appear to be yourself in all of those pictures?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your Honor, this time the state would like to tender State's Exhibit 408, 409, 410, 411, and 413.
Exactly, Phoenix. His voice is shaking. I mean, he sounds like a mouse.
Admitted. And Mr. Sumlin, I'm going to take those back from you, and you can look either on the TV, on the screen in front of you or the screen behind you. These pictures are going to come up on this. I'm going to actually first start with 413.
Yeah, look. That looks like one of those cult type of tattoos. Well, I don't know which tattoo I'm talking about. There's about 100.
413. Okay. Looking at State's Exhibit 413, is this an Instagram post?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And is your Instagram post _1 Obama?
Yes.
Okay. Where's this picture taken?
I think I was at a house on Brown Mill Road.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I was at the house on the ground. I mean, everybody needs to let this sink in, because this is what accountability is. You're in front of a court. They shouldn't call court. They should call it accountability center. You know, give it some kind of like panache to it. You know what I mean?
That house at on Browns Mill Road.
Across the street from the golf course.
All right. And does that house have a particular name?
They always look like they need to take a good bath.
Yeah, we gave it a nickname, the Well.
Okay. And you said we gave it the nickname. Who is the we that gave it the nickname?
I can't. I just know we used to call it the Well. I can't particulate who made the name up.
Welcome, MTGV in the house.
Commissioner Prost again, Your Honor.
Amen.
Let me tell you, he's somewhat composed, but I'm telling you right now, he is dying. I mean, think about it like this. I mean, everybody else copped a plea, which in an indirect way is like snitching. Okay. He's one of the last ones left who didn't. And it's not going good. It is not going good at all.
You what's been marked as Exhibit 426 and 427. Tell me if you recognize what's inside of 426 and 427.
Look at him shake. Look at him shake. This is a young man. It's not like it's an elderly man, you know, who's losing his motor skill. This is a young man. Look at him shake.
That's the living room.
Of where?
The house on Brownmill.
Is that the living room of the web?
Yes.
Oh, this is not
Your Honor, this
good at all.
Admit 426 and 427 into evidence.
This is not looking good.
Now, Mr.
Look at him. My God, look at him shaking. Look at his braids. Now they're shaking. I mean, oh man, accountability.
408. Is that the YSL tattoo that we just talked about earlier?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you get that tattoo?
In prison.
Okay. And about what year did you get it?
Probably 14. I don't.
All right.
Can you guys hear him?
Now.
Let me bring that up. He is tripping out. They better have somebody ready, because I think this young man's about to have a heart attack.
Looking at State's Exhibit 409. And I'll zoom in, please. What is that tattoo of on your, and which arm is that?
My right arm.
Okay. And what is depicted on your right arm?
Slime life.
Okay. And is there a snake on top of slime life?
Yes.
What does that snake symbolize?
I mean, I said, got it. What you mean? What it symbolize?
Was the snake a symbol used by members of YSL?
Yes.
Okay. And when it says slime life, what does slime life mean?
I just got it when I was in prison. I was hearing good things about.
Let me pause it right there for one hot second. Let me tell you this. Remember when they were getting on the prosecution before for being unprofessional and all that kind of stuff? I don't know. It seems like they seem to be doing a dang good job right now. Something tells me that they played these fools. I think they did so, because this guy is this dude up here. He is literally shaking in his own biz. I'm telling you. Phoenix Soul says hood culture empowers them to live that life, yet no one bothers to prepare them for the consequences. Bars. He sounds devastated on many levels. Bars.
I was just getting stuff really. That was so long ago. I was trying to put all that behind me.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 410 VV. And I'll zoom in a little. Thank you. What is depicted, and is this on your left arm?
Yes.
What's depicted on your left arm?
It's a street sign.
Okay. And what is your street sign?
Cleveland Avenue and Macon Drive.
Does that say Cleveland Avenue?
They say Bleedland Avenue and Macon Drive.
Why did you put Bleedland, not Cleveland?
Cause that's just like, around that time, that's the slang we were using. It was just some slang, we were just using it. I was just young and just getting tattooed.
And did you also get this tattoo while you were in prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Papa Podcast says he went to prison already. This isn't the first time around. And let him say, you know something, Papa Podcast? I think it's going to be the second time around. It's probably been more than that, but I just got to throw that jam in there. That was a jam back in the day. Here we go.
And looking at State's Exhibit 411 VV. What is depicted in 411 VV?
Hence his level of devastation. Yep. Phoenix Soul.
It's a 5 with 5 stars.
And what was that? What did that symbolize? The 5 and the 5 stars.
Now, when I was younger, I was.
He knows they know, and that's why he shakes.
When I was younger, I was claiming blood. When I was younger, like 15, 2000. I had it before I went to prison, so they like 2010.
And you said when you were younger, around 2000, you claimed the bloods.
I claimed blood.
Okay. Was there specific blood set that you claimed?
No, I don't even think I was real blood. And I just know it came to Atlanta, and I was just saying I was a blood.
Okay. How many 5-point star tattoos do you have on your body?
On my body?
On your body.
I don't know how many on my body.
Do you have more than what's just depicted in this picture?
Yes.
Do you have some 5-point stars on like your stomach area?
Yes.
Do you have 5-point stars on your other arm?
Yes, man. 5-point stars is really like fill-in work. You just.
Phoenix Soul breaks it down perfectly. He probably got gassed up thinking he was better at it this time. He's probably shocked he's back here. I'm speaking from experience. Bars. Here we go.
It was the 5-point star significant to your affiliation with claiming the bloods?
I mean, not all. I ain't gonna say all on. Some of them just really fill-in work just to make the tattoo look full.
What made you choose 5-point stars over something else?
I don't call.
Now, do you have any tattoos with stoner life?
Stoner life?
Yes.
No, ma'am.
What about any tattoos with successful life?
I mean, the one on my chest can stand for all of them. You don't say none in particular.
Do you have anything similar to your slime life tattoo? Do you have anything similar like successful life spelled out?
No, ma'am.
She got him.
Now, did there ever come a point in time where you would call yourself the original slime, or a group of you all to be the original slime?
Yes.
What does that mean to be original slime?
Only thing I mean by original is day one before all this.
And we say day one before all this, what do you mean?
I mean, like before.
I mean, like before.
Like day one, back. I mean, I was just saying like before the fame and stuff.
And have you had the opportunity to view a video from your Instagram account where you talk about the original slime?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. I'm going to show you what's been marked as 415 VV. Tell me if you recognize 415 VV.
Yes.
And how do you recognize 415 VV?
I signed and dated her.
Is that the video that we watched?
Yes.
All right. And did that appear to be the post that you put on your page?
Yes.
Did it appear to be any more additions or deletions from the post that you put on your page?
What you mean addition?
Did it appear to have anything more than what you put on your page?
No.
Did it have anything less than what you put on your page?
No, ma'am.
All right.
I just wanted to pause it there, let you know that that's still going on. And the funny thing that as you can see, these young men were talking a lot of smack. He doesn't sound like he's that confident. He doesn't sound too confident. Now I'm going to do a quick clip on the daughter of Malcolm X.
We here today officially announce the filing of our $100 million lawsuit against the United States government. The
Wait, I'm sorry.
FBI, the CIA, and the NYPD, who we believe all conspired to assassinate Malcolm X.
This is a long time coming. Now, if you want the extended, detailed view on this, definitely check out MGTV. But let's keep it going. Here we go.
It's not lost on us that justice has been delayed in this matter. And on this momentous occasion, we stand ready to lay out our complaint very soundly. We believe there is solid ground to go forward with this lawsuit at this time. Over the last 3 years, every day, every week, every month, we have been unearthing new evidence, evidence of people never having spoken before about what they witnessed during those turbulent times in the 1960s. The government fingerprints are all over the assassination of Malcolm X. And finally, we believe we have the evidence to prove it.
Let me
The family of civil rights icon Malcolm.
That is amazing. That is going to be deep. You can catch up on it at MGTV, and I will be doing a few videos on it. But my concern with these videos is this. You would think this would be the only thing if the Black Manosphere was what they said it was, this would be the only thing they would be talking about. But it's not. In fact, they're not talking about this at all. So I just wanted to show you how fraudulent their mantra is, or what they're trying to say, where they're men trying to be better and all that. No, they're just trying to control women, because this is a pivotal thing right here. Let's hear a little bit more.
Malcolm X now grieving yet another loss. New York police say Malika Shabazz's daughter found her unconscious in her Brooklyn apartment Monday. EMT pronounced Shabazz dead on the scene.
The joint motion is hereby granted, and the record.
Her death comes just days after two men were exonerated in the murder of her father, Malcolm X. Muhammad Abdul Aziz and Khalil Islam were cleared last Thursday after spending more than 20 years in prison. Islam died in 2009. Both men insisted they were innocent, while one man admitted to the crime.
I'm an 83-year-old man who was victimized by the criminal justice system.
A 2020 Netflix documentary entitled Who Killed Malcolm X revealed explosive details showing declassified FBI documents that proved the Bureau framed the two men for murder by intentionally withholding evidence that proved they were innocent.
Do you think this should be a high concern of Black men definitely in our culture and community? Absolutely. Is this what they're talking about in the Black Manosphere? Absolutely not. They could give a F. They could give a F about Malcolm. Their new king, who passed recently, is all they care about, because all those men in the Manosphere want is control over women. Has nothing to do with being better men, with getting better jobs, with living a better life, which is getting an equal shake. It has nothing to do with that. All it has to do with is the ability to control and, DV women. That's what they want in the Manosphere. That's what they want. Why Seeking Knowledge says our BM are still locked and loaded on submissiveness. Exactly. and weave. Yep. And glad that Trump, Mr. T won. You know what's ironic about it? Trump would, T-Rump, he would have been one of the people trying to, he probably applauded the FBI at that time for what they did. I mean, he tried to send five, you know what's in the same, this same case is the Central Park Five, who the new president wanted to frame as well. So it's funny to me, they literally voted for somebody who wants to put them in prison. Good luck. I'm just gonna play it safe. Do what I need to do to keep and leave a stable life, but don't get mad at nobody when you know it's when. That's why it's right now. It's funny to me that there's men out there saying, "Oh, winter is coming." Oh yeah, it is. You know, when he gets into office, he is going to have no rules for the police. Which last I checked, though I have had decent, in fact, I have had good interactions with police. Y'all claim you haven't. Y'all claim you haven't. So if that's the case, great work. You just gave those people you deem an enemy more firepower because they will not be held accountable for anything. Way to go, guys. Way to either non-vote or vote wrong. But don't worry, I'll be okay because I just keep it on the straight and narrow. I keep it on the straight and narrow. But some of you guys like to play in people's face. By all means, do you. Have a fun time. See you there.
FBI was definitely afraid of someone like Malcolm X.
Tonight, an outpour of support for this iconic family. The daughter of Martin Luther King Jr., Bernice King, tweeted a tribute saying, "I'm deeply saddened by the death of Malika Shabazz. My heart goes out to her family. Dr. Shabazz was pregnant with Malika and her twin sister when brother Malcolm X was assassinated."
Yep. Accountability season, folks.
Good afternoon, Facebook friends and YouTube subscribers. You're watching The Opinion Junkie, TOJ. I want to talk about Dr. Umar Johnson. Did a video last night detailing why he received this letter. He received a letter basically from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to come to court and defend his credentials and basically explain the origin of the mountain of phone calls that's been coming to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, to Lehigh University, to Millersville University, and the Pennsylvania School District. The reason why the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania did this is because Dr. Umar Johnson, over the last 3 years, has become the most controversial person in the conscious community, vis-a-vis speaking against the LGBT community, white supremacy, I guess, and just basically exposing the school to prison pipeline. Now, a lot of the conscious community, the people who get paid money to do.
Basically, the funny part is this. Dr. Umar is exposing the school to, prison pipeline. But the funny thing is, where's his school?
So let me go to Sean Puffy Combs if I can for 1 minute. Let me go to Sean Puffy Combs if I can for 1 minute. Let me go to Sean Puffy Combs if I can for 1 minute. Now, we've been down this road before when we discussed R. Kelly. We've been down this road before when we discussed Bill Cosby. We've been down this road before when we discussed R. Kelly. We've been down this road before when we discussed Bill Cosby. First of all, you low vibrational Negro-pean Democratic Party plantation roaches, let me say this to you. I do not support Donald Trump any more than I support Kamala Harris. To you low vibration, politically uneducated Democratic Party plantation roaches, You're not even slaves anymore. You're roaches. I don't support Donald Trump any more than I support Kamala Harris. I don't support
This is
either one.
coming out of the mouth of somebody who's been scamming women out of their money for the last 10 years. How does he even have a channel anymore? That's crazy to me. I just wanted you guys to listen to that. That's the lack of accountability. Is at the very least, at least try to open your school. But he never meant to open his school. He never meant to open his school. It's never going to open. If it opens, it's only to keep himself out of jail. That's it. It was not meant to educate anybody. Yeah, exactly. Phoenix, so he is the low vibrational human being. He's a scammer. And it's crazy to me that people are like still in this camp. This is funny here. Listen to this. When you watch this clip, and this is going to be a short clip because I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's 15 minutes. I'm going to play 5 of it. I want you to watch how hard this judge is trying to keep this old man out of jail. Watch.
They were nice and ready to have a seat ready for you. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. That's the one to thank. Said everything. Shh. Have a seat for me. Have a seat. Okay, I'm injured. I know, that's why I'm telling you. You gotta be more gentle, but please. Good morning, Judge Fleischer.
Good morning, Mr. Addison. How are you?
Not too good.
What's going on with you?
I've been assaulted by officers in Harris County Jail. They broke my ribs. They then broke my leg.
Have you noticed the pattern of the defendants I have been playing all day? I should say all night. Don't they sound pitiful? Let me know. Put a 1 if you feel they sound pitiful, or 2 if you just think they're being strong kangs. Let me know. Here we go.
2 weeks they've been jumping on me, beating on me. Not the inmates, the officers. They ain't supposed to assault us like that. I wrote a grievance to Internal Affairs, I think. No, I wrote a grievance on it. Because
I have no idea what he's saying. None.
The laws write grievances when they get out of order. I haven't heard from my grievances yet.
Well, the reason I brought you out is that your lawyer is asking for me to give you a PR bond.
Thank you, Jesus.
Well, I haven't given you one.
I know, but we're gonna do the right. I hope you do the right thing. I'll be all right.
The problem is you never come back. You know you don't come back. We give you a bond every time you pick up a new case. We give you a PR bond, and every time we give you a PR bond, you never, ever come back.
I know why, because they're misdemeanors. They're nothing.
They are.
What do you mean?
They are something.
No, they're small. They ain't felonies.
It doesn't have to be 10 years in prison that you're facing for it to mean something.
Well, what's your point, sir, Your Honor?
How can I give you a PR bond if you don't come back?
What makes you think I'm gonna come back now and they beat me up real bad? I'm looking at a major lawsuit. Them people ain't nobody beat me up. They would kill me in there.
But that's besides the point.
Well, why wouldn't I come back?
Yes, Bridget, he was in, I guess in jail or something, and somebody broke his face. So he's playing with it.
Well, I don't know. You tell me. You answer the question. I'm asking you.
I got family out there, sir. I got children out there, sir.
Mr. Addison, just this year alone, you've picked up a trespass, false report, interference, trespass, theft, felony harassment, and now you have a theft and a trespass again.
Who happened to the felony harassment? What happened with it?
Well, I don't know. It was an attempted harassment of a public servant, but that doesn't matter.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
It's still a felony.
No, I don't care if it's a felony. Anybody know felony about doing the right thing?
I mean, he never, ever comes back And he's still able, they're still trying to give him a PR bond. This goes on for a while, and I might do a full video on it later, but right now, I just wanted to spin that while we get close to
all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party. This is what happens to the white man.
It's so unfortunate.
You gotta pull back though, so they can see. That's crazy. Matt, move out the way. You're still alive. Look at that. Look. Would you
get the drink out his head?
And that's James from Simeon Mobile Disco. He is a actual DJs aren't supposed to pass out, but when they come to one of my parties, this is what happens to him. I put him to sleep.
Next day, right?
You put the drink on his head.
There you go. There it is.
All right. I'm going to pause it right there for 1 second. Let me start this right here. This is from Chronicle Speaks. Boom.
Buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, because the story I'm going to tell you today is going to have you feeling like it came straight out of a Tubi movie. So Diddy filed a renewed motion for bail a few days ago, and the government had up until the 15th to file their opposition. Now, they waited up until 11:23 p.m. on the 15th. They were trying their best to make sure they did not miss a thing, and let me tell you, they didn't. The government is not only accusing Diddy of contacting Kalina of dirty money 128 times, but they're saying that Diddy sent her Don's complaint, coercing her to draft that statement that we all saw on her Instagram page, defending Diddy and slamming Don.
And so that's not tampering. That's fucking recall because that bitch is not. Don's a weird motherfucker, man. She is. She's fucking weird, bro.
Okay, I can tell this is a woman who probably has put a little of some things in her bloodstream that she shouldn't. Just saying. Here we go.
Dawn's a weird motherfucker, man. She is. She's fucking weird, bro.
And on top of it all, they have proof that Diddy paid her to do it.
I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I have to get.
On top of that, Diddy is getting outside people to pay inmates inside of the jail to use their phone accounts. There are 8 different phone accounts that Diddy is using to mask his conversations from the government. But wait.
What is my point by playing this clip? It just shows you that these men have the men with this mentality, they will do anything to get what they want, even if it digs a deeper hole for themselves. Anything, what they're saying is that he's basically tampering with witnesses. I've seen this happen in real life too, where men are tampering with witnesses or victims. It's very interesting. And Diddy is throwing it up. Hey, Tevin. Tevin's in the house. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tevin says, Kalina is a black man worshiper married to a Dusty. Bars.
More. Diddy is using a non-authorized third-party messaging service called Contact Me ASAP. He's using this app to email one of his sons and dozens of individuals, including attorneys.
Here's a funny thing. Does he understand and know that when you continue to break the law whilst asking for leniency from the law, more than likely that's going to ruin your chances of getting that leniency? In other words, it's like this. Whether it's a law or a policy, let's say it's a policy, let's say on YouTube. If you continue to break a policy on YouTube, and let's say you're trying to get your channel back, more than likely, they're not going to give it back to you because you've given them no, what's the word, reason to trust you. And the same thing with Diddy. Diddy has given basically the feds and the law and the judge no reason to trust him by continuing to break the law while being in a case. There is nothing they can do for you, because the bottom line is this: they can't let you off the hook. You can bring up that, oh, they're trying to keep a brother down speech all you want. But when the next person does this, if they let you off after doing all this buffoonery behind the scenes, then they can't let, somebody's going to bring this up in court that, well, you let Diddy off. Diddy, I don't see how Diddy is going to get out of it. And don't think his judges had anything to do with it. He told his judges to do this, because most attorneys, they tell you to shut the hell up and don't do anything. Listen, let's break it down even more. Here we go.
And individuals who are not on his contact list. Diddy is also contacting his kids and telling them to set up social media interference. For instance, the video that we all saw of his kids wishing him happy birthday and Diddy being on the phone.
Happy birthday to Daddy.
Just for being strong. Thank y'all for being strong, and thank y'all for being by my side and supporting me. I love y'all.
What did he do? He just gave the prosecution even more evidence.
Family in the world. My birthday, I'm happy. Thanks to y'all giving me this call. Thank you very much. I love y'all.
Not only is the government alleging that Diddy is using social media campaigns such as this to taint the jury pool, but they're saying immediately after this video was posted, Diddy got on the jail computer and searched the analytics from this video to see how well it went over with the public. Baby, when I tell you, I cannot make this up. We are going to get into this and so much more, but before we...
Okay, see, that tells me how, when people do stuff like this, it tells you how guilty they feel they are. Because if you know you're not guilty and you know the facts will set you free, well, then you wait for the facts to set you free. You might do something like this at the end of a case where you know you're getting, you feel like everything's not going for you, but you don't. He's doing this from the get-go, which tells you that he knows he's guilty. He did what they said he did. Okay. And basically, he's now trying to do some unscrupulous things to get out of it. And what has worked for gangsters in the past is to get out of jail no matter what, and then get rid of the witnesses one way or the other. And he's doing the gangster playbook to the T.
We do, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any news regarding this story and so much more. Now let's get back into it. So Diddy's team recently claimed that the government's evidence was thin and that Diddy's team has new evidence that should cause the court to allow Diddy to enter a new motion for bail. Now the government is like, look, this man has already been denied by 2 previous judges, and both of these judges concluded that Diddy posed a serious risk of danger and also obstruction of the proceedings. Now
obstruction of the proceedings, which means BSing. By lying or by threatening others that could be potential witnesses or victims that might want to join in on a case. That puts them in deep, hot water.
In order for Diddy to
Hazelbug in the house. Hazelbug, it's good seeing you. Here we go.
Obtain a new hearing, he has to show new evidence. But according to the government, the only new evidence that Diddy is showing is that he continues to engage in a relentless course of obstructive conduct designed to subvert the integrity of the proceeding. Now, according to the government...
Exactly. And I've had people attempt to do this as well. I've seen them do this. Here we go.
Diddy has been locked up. He has attempted to evade law enforcement monitoring. He's orchestrated social media campaigns that are, in his own words, aimed at tainting the jury pool. And he's made efforts to publicly leak materials he views as helpful to his case, and also contacted witnesses through third parties.
Man, what Phoenix Soul bringing it down perfectly. Diddy is experiencing the same devastation as YSL. He has the money, just not the right skin tone to get out of his situation. Bars. Exactly. 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 I mean, the thing is this. I mean, it's not only his skin tone, but he just did too much. He effed around for years and years, and now he's finally finding out. Really, quite honestly, he should just really just say, hey, look, tell himself, look, I've been doing this for years. It's about time they got around to me. That's what he should be saying. But now he's still trying to keep this crap up. Here we go.
Of all of this, the government feels that Diddy's request for temporary release should be denied. So again, Diddy can request his bail determination be reopened if there is new information that he did not know that existed before in his previous hearings. Now, Diddy attempted to use his relationship with victim one, Cassie, and his communications with various witnesses as basis to reopen his bail hearing. However, these alleged new facts are the very same arguments made by defense counsel and rejected by the district court previously, dressed up with recently produced discovery.
Okay, let me pause it right there. What they're basically saying is that he's making the exact same argument that he made before, but trying to make it seem like it's a new argument by adding in stuff that the court already knew.
Because those facts were well known to the defendant before any discovery production, and because the defendant relied upon them in his prior hearings, he cannot recycle them here to revisit the sound determination made by Judge Carter that the defendant is a danger and risk to obstruction and must be detained. So what the government recently did was gave Diddy discovery, pretty much evidence or documents that will be used during the trial. So in this discovery, the government produced...
Basically what Diddy did was use the discovery papers that the feds gave him and they tried to make it seem like it was new evidence, when really it was just the evidence that they already told the courts before.
Text messages between Diddy and Cassie, and according to Diddy, this is new material because it reveals a loving, at times toxic, long-term relationship two adults who decided mutually to break up had. However, this is not new information because Diddy's team used this in the September 17th hearing by saying the following. This is a 10-year relationship. This sex trafficking is a 10-year relationship. These two people were in love. That will be made abundantly clear by the way they speak to each other, by the way other witnesses describe their time together.
Actually, believe it or not, Diddy's pathology makes it impossible for him to love anyone. But that's a mere technicality. What they're saying is that they had feelings for each other. We'll say that much. But for the most part, Diddy doesn't love anybody but himself.
And by the circumstances of how they broke up. They were in love, but Mr. Combs wasn't always faithful. At the end of the day, there was a mutual philandering, and victim number one ended up marrying the trainer that Mr. Combs got for her and had 2 children. That signaled the end of the relationship. According to the government, in presenting recently produced text messages, the defendant cherry picks to paint a misleading picture, ignoring...
By the way, that trainer saved that woman's life, I guarantee you. I guarantee you.
Numerous other messages in the record between the defendant and the victim, documenting the defendant's physical abuse of victim one and his threats to expose recordings of freak-offs. Cassie said this in a text message, and Diddy's attorneys did not bring it up. So you know what sick and disgusting shit I was reminded of the other day? You forcing me to blank, or you were going to leak freak-off shit. I have a black eye and fat lip. You are sick and thinking it's okay to do what you've done, and I still have crazy bruising. I turn my head for a second, and you get effed up, and you drag me down the hall by my hair. I have bleeding cuts. You hit me in the head 2 good times. When you get effed...
Here's your high-value man for you. There's your high-value man. This is the type of man Kevin Samuels was describing as a high-value man, which really is just a high-earning man, okay, who has violent tendencies and has no value to a woman who wants to be loved.
Effed up the wrong way, you always want to show me that you have power and you knock me around. I'm not a rag doll. I'm someone's child. The government...
Yep. Phoenix Soul breaks it down like this. Next, he'll be messaging the pres-elect for a pardon. Exactly. You know he is. Talking about we're just alike. Exactly.
Is also bringing up the fact that Diddy's team is alleging that Cassie sued Diddy civilly to try to gain some type of financial windfall. However, they said this is not new information. You guys have been thinking she's been doing this. And if you continue to take offense to Cassie's credibility, the trial will be the appropriate forum to address that. Next topic.
Exactly. And what's funny about it is this, is that's another thing that these, that these subjects of my video seem to not realize, is that if you keep harassing somebody and somebody sues you, then you're literally putting yourself, let's say you're literally putting yourself on the radar with law enforcement. Whether you want to be or not, most people don't. Most people don't. But that's what's happening. And there's nothing there's nothing Cassie can do about this. She can beg to the courts to let him go. But the court's and Cassie's the Cassie. As soon as they make it a criminal thing, it's all bets are off. So if the courts find something, which they did, okay, to put a criminal case on somebody in a civil case, it is what it is. And the funny thing is this, if that happens, man, oh man, because let me break it down like this. Okay, the government got a little bit of money. they got money and they got lawyers. So good luck with that. So the best advice I can give people out there, woman or man, is don't mess with people to the point where they get you civil and then they get you in front of a judge, and then you get put into Diddy's situation. Treat people good. Treat people with respect. You know what wrong is. You know what wrong means. You've read the policies. You've read the laws. If you didn't at the very beginning of your situations, and there has been, I'm talking about thousands of people out there harassing other people or doing things to other people or in DV situations, just know they can sue you. Those people can sue you. And that if you get in front of a court and the court deems you broke some felonies or hardcore misdemeanors, the victim can beg for you to go free. It's not their call anymore. Breaking the law is breaking the law. They're basically simply witnesses from that point on. So definitely, you don't want to be in the FAFO generation. You don't want to be in that FAFO generation. Do the right thing.
Of discussion is victim 2. So there is a victim 2. We don't know much information about this person besides this person is a female and this person was allegedly sexually assaulted by Diddy. Now, in Diddy's latest request for bail, Diddy is alleging that the government is misleading the court about the nature of communication between Diddy and victim number 2. Diddy specifically takes issue with the government calling this individual a victim. If you recall,
this is the funny part too. Basically, all he need, he might have only gotten like 10 years if he was just straight up. He ain't getting that no more.
in Diddy's last request for bail, his team was like, I don't even know why they're calling her a victim because we spoke to her and she said she hasn't even spoken to the government. The government asserts that communications and recordings between defendant Diddy and victim number 2, which the government relied during its initial bail hearing, are clear and support the government's argument. Now, whoever this victim is sent text messages not only to Diddy, but to others saying that she felt threatened by Diddy, mentioning that defendant Diddy had threatened to release compromised compromising videos of them having sex, which she was allegedly drugged and coerced into doing things that Diddy asked her to do. He also mentioned having sexual trauma because of Diddy. The government states that despite the victim's distress and the troubling nature of the communications, Diddy continues to provide victim 2 with significant financial support, and the government feels like Diddy is using this financial support to try to control the victim.
Diddy's mom. Oh boy, do I have a surprise for you about Diddy's mom. We're going to find out on another live stream, but here we go.
Into saying and doing what he needs her to do when it comes to this case and prosecution. So next we have witness number 1. This witness is a male. We're not sure if this witness worked for Diddy or what have you. However, this witness was trying to
remember now, they're talking only about 3 witnesses, and he's gotten all this problem with 3 witnesses. Let it be known there's 200 more to go. 200 more to go. This guy is about as toasted. There's nothing. Please do not use the why do you hold a brother down speech for this man right here. He tried to get away with way too much, spiking, the baby oil and all that kind of stuff. The government's not going to make up stupid shit like that unless, they're just not, okay? They're not going to say the baby oil is spiked. They had enough evidence with the drinks being spiked, okay? This guy right here, Diddy, is so sociopathic or psychopathic or whatever the doctors are saying he probably is, to the point where he is spiking the baby oil. Crazy. Let's see if they put the paperwork up. If you want to see the rest of see. Look at this. 2 witnesses. Let me break it down. Here we go.
When it comes to this case and prosecution. So next we have witness number 1. This witness is a male. We're not sure if this witness worked for Diddy or what have you. However, this witness was trying to contact Diddy between the end of 2022 and January of 2024. However, his calls, his texts were never responded to. But this witness was served with a grand jury subpoena on June 19, 2024 and appointed counsel on June 25, 2024. And surprisingly, he got a contact from Diddy June 26, 2024. The defendant used indirect means such as calling witness number 1's wife and later communicating via voice over IP services using text messages and calls lasting over 7 minutes. After witness...
all of that, he could go to prison for tampering for 20 years. Just for tampering. All of that abuse that he did and all that kind of stuff, we haven't even counted that yet. That's how bad off he is. He's literally proving to the world why the feds won't let him out of jail. He himself is proving to the world why he is still there in jail.
Witness number 1 secured counsel. The defendant Diddy continued to contact this witness over and over again. Diddy's counsel even spoke to the witness directly. Although witness 1 did go and testify before the grand jury on July 25, 2024, Diddy continued reaching out both via phone and text messages. Phone records indicate that multiple exchanges between Diddy and witness number 1 lasted from June to August of 2024. But
let me pause it right there. Check this out.
Charges contained in counts 1 through 3. There are also attendant firearm specifications.
I want you to look at his face again. Remember what I was telling you before. He had a million chances not to be in this situation. Watch his face.
The state must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant had a firearm on or about his person or under his control while committing those offenses and displayed the firearm, brandished the firearm, indicated that he possessed the firearm, or used it to facilitate the offense. Firearm means any deadly weapon capable of expelling or propelling 1 or more projectiles by the action of explosive or combustible propellant. Firearm includes an unloaded firearm and any firearm that is inoperable, but that can readily be rendered operable. When deciding whether a firearm is capable of expelling or propelling one or more projectiles by the action of an explosion or combustible propellant, I may rely on circumstantial evidence, including but not limited to the representations and actions of the defendant while exercising control over the firearm. As to the charge of improper handling of a firearm in a motor vehicle, in case 2206-2276, the defendant must...
Pause it. So, as you can see, orange isn't really a good color to wear. I'm going to cut it forward to the verdict. Here we go.
All around, drugs use in general, but drugs and guns. As Toni's sister stated, now 2 families will be without their loved ones. Isabella lost a mom. Toni's family lost a sister, a daughter, an aunt. Toni will never get to see Isabella grow, get married, have a boyfriend, go to college, or things of that nature, Your Honor. But as Amy stated, the defendant's children will get to see him and visit. That was taken away from Isabella and her family, Your Honor. So that is the sum and substance and the basis for the state's recommendation of 24 years to life.
Thank you. Mr. Nixon, on your behalf.
Your Honor, my family would like to speak.
Sure. Who would like to speak? Come on up. Would you tell me your full name, please? Thank you. How are you related to the defendant? Okay, thank you. Just speak up just a little bit, because there's... Okay.
I haven't been here for any court proceedings. I'm a single mom, and I've been the only one that takes care of me and my family.
It's accountability season, fellas. I think you should just leave Black women alone and keep yourself from being in a situation that this man is in. Focus on your career. Leave Black women alone. Just do you. I ain't done yet. Oh, wait, because this could be you.
My kids are grown, but I still do what I do. I'm not here to ask for pity. It's not a pity party. I do understand the severity of what has been done. It might not be today. First, I would like to say my condolences to you all. To lose a child, I don't know how I would feel if I lost one of mine. So I would like to definitely say my condolences to you all. And you might not
Let me pause it. YC Canales says, I guess he's going to fight to the very end. I can't say anything. I may be that desperate if it were me, but I wouldn't be doing such deeds in the first place. Bars. And statistics, stat-wise, women don't. I don't know why men, we go to these measures. We want respect, but then we do shit like this. What's up with that?
today. No, it might not be tomorrow. It might not be 5 years from now, but maybe one day you will find it in your heart to show mercy and forgive.
His mom knows he's toast.
I can't do anything but just maybe pray that you can do that. But I thank you for hearing me out, and I just want to say that I don't truly believe in my heart I gave birth to a monster. I won't say that. My mistakes have been my own. A lot of what my children have suffered has been through my own hand. The way I live my life, the way I might have been raising things I've gone through, but at some point we all make our own decisions. I am aware of that as well.
Wow.
I just ask if the court would show mercy.
Thank you.
She knows her son did what they said he did, because She's not even trying to say that he's innocent. This is where the verdict. Here we go.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much, ma'am. Is someone else speaking, Mr. Nixon?
Yes, my sister.
Thank you. Would you tell me your full name?
We're gonna skip.
Thank you, Ms. Nixon. Go ahead.
See what the sister's gonna say.
I've been with him my whole life. He's 3 years older than me. He, it's mostly seemed like I've been the big sister my whole life. But through this experience, he has shown me strength, power, and I won't take that from him. I lost a child last year, so I can't say, oh, you know, I do know how that feels. And I think the word of the day is accountability. Everybody was where they shouldn't have been in this situation. Everything happened the way it should have never happened in this situation. However, I do serve a merciful God. I do believe he is full of mercies. And I do believe that the truth showed itself, and what I ask for is just for grace. That's all. And whatever you do decide, I have to be okay with it. And I too will be here for him through anything forever. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Ms. Thank you, Ms. Nixon. Mr. Nixon, do you choose to make a allocution or a statement at this time? You're not required to. You may if you want to, but that's your choice.
Y'all, this is deep. He is now finally realizing the weight of his actions and decisions. It took all this time for him to realize that. He was a monster out there on the streets. He was a monster now. Look at him now.
To Miss Westover's family, I'm not a monster, but I do ask for forgiveness. I don't. Nothing I can say is gonna help how you guys feel. Please forgive me. To her daughter, I ask for forgiveness. To her mother, I ask for forgiveness. To her sister, I ask for forgiveness. It was me against them.
Where's the protection provision that is advertised? Where's this protection and provision that is advertised? Regardless of the situation. Where was it? Where is this advertisement of protection provision in trade for being submissive, but in many ways, it's just really a doormat. That's what it turns out to be.
To my mother and my family, I ask for forgiveness. I have to take responsibility for what the court is holding me responsible for. But it's not. It didn't happen the way that they said it happened.
Did you hear that sigh?
I'm not a monster.
Anything else, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right, having been convicted of the offenses, the bond that has been previously set is revoked. You're remanded to the Summit County Jail, starting with your notice of your duty to enroll as a violent offender pursuant to 290341 of the Ohio Revised Code. You've been convicted of or pled guilty to a qualifying violent offender offense as defined in 290341 of the Ohio Revised Code. You are required to enroll in the violent offender database personally with the sheriff of the county in which you reside 10 days after being sentenced, if you're not sentenced to a prison term. If you were sentenced to a prison term, you must enroll in the database personally with the sheriff of the county in which you reside 10 days after being released from jail. If you're an out-of-state offender, you must enroll in the database personally with the sheriff of the county in which you reside or occupy a dwelling within 10 days of either one, residing in or occupying a dwelling in Ohio or for more than 3 consecutive days, or 2, residing in or occupying a dwelling in Ohio for an aggregate period in a calendar year of 14 days or more. You're required to provide the sheriff with your full name and any aliases you use, your residence address, social security number, any driver's license number or commercial driver's license number or state identification card number issued to you. Information regarding the offense for which you've been convicted of or pled guilty, the name and address of any place where you are employed, the name and address of any school or institution of higher education you attend, the license plate number of each vehicle owned or operated by you or registered in your name, the vehicle identification number of each vehicle, and the description of each vehicle. A description of any scars, tattoos, or other distinguishing marks on your person. You're required to provide the sheriff fingerprints and palm prints, and the sheriff will also obtain a photograph of you at the time of enrollment. After the date of initial enrollment, you're required to re-enroll annually. You must update and/or amend any of the information described above that has changed and provide any additional information requested at the county sheriff's office within 10 days of the anniversary of the calendar date on which you are initially enrolled. If you change your residence address during the 10-year enrollment period, you shall provide written notice of that change to the sheriff with whom you most recently enrolled and to the sheriff in the county in which you intend to reside within 3 business days of the change of address. You're required to comply with all the above described requirements for a period of 10 years unless your sentencing court determines otherwise. Since your expected address is located in Summit County, you shall enroll in person no later than 10 days after release or sentencing if you're not subject to incarceration with the county sheriff office located at 205 East Crozier Street, Akron, Ohio 44311. All right, I'm ready to proceed now. So, Mr. Nixon, you know, the person that's sitting here before me today, I think relatively intelligent, well-spoken, well thought out, is a totally different person that existed in 2022. So whatever led you down the path, A, to associate with these people, but B, down the path of methamphetamine, is clearly why you're sitting here today. I don't know how many times we have to have someone shot and killed in our community before people realize that gun violence has so many unintended consequences, not just to put out the life of the person or injure the person that the gun is being pointed at, but the trickle-down effect of all of those other people that are affected by this. Your children, your mother, your sister, Miss Westover's family, her children, her grandchildren, all of those things. And the combination of drugs and guns in this community and staying up for days and all the paranoia that comes with the use of those drugs just baffles me. I believe that you do have sincere remorse. I do believe that having sat in jail for 2 years and reading through the discovery and not necessarily remembering all the events of that night due to your drug-fueled paranoia, that you have convinced yourself that the testimony you gave in this courtroom is truthful. It does not jive, it does not correspond, it is not corroborated by the physical evidence. That being said, I find based on the facts and circumstances of this case in consideration of the relevant sentencing factors, applying the minimum sanction I've determined will protect the public and punish the offender without imposing an unnecessary burden on state or local resources. As to 2206-2276, count 1, improper handling of a firearm in a motor vehicle, I'm imposing 18 months in the Ohio Department of Corrections. I'm not imposing any fines, and the court will take judgment against you for the cost of this prosecution. I'm also ordering, pursuant to specification 1 to count 1, that the Riley defense RAK 47 be forfeited. As to 2209-3102, the state of Ohio having chose to proceed with sentencing on count 1, murder and unclassified felony, I'm imposing a sentence of life in prison with the eligibility of parole after 15 years. Specification 1 to count 1, specification 1 to count 2, I'm imposing a mandatory prison term of 3 years on each count, and pursuant to 2929-14B1G, those offenses will run consecutive and not concurrent to each other and be served prior to and consecutive with the life sentence that you're facing. I'm using my discretion to not impose a sentence on specification 1 to count 3, and I'm imposing a 36-month prison sentence on count 5. I am running both cases concurrent to each other, and I am running count 5 concurrent to count 1 for a total sentence of 21 years to life in the Ohio Department of Corrections.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's accountability season. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I know it's late. I know it's very late. And I thank you, so sincerely thank you for checking out tonight's live stream. We have another one coming up. I might do one tomorrow, but we do have another one coming up soon. I'm going to try to do it a little bit earlier in the evening, but it will be in the evening. I'd like to thank everybody out there. Let me start playing that beat and shouting out everyone. I really appreciate you coming through today. Here we go. I think. Here we go. But no, that's not what I want. This is what I want. All right. Shout out. Why it's seeking knowledge. Darnell in the house. Bridget Bhutan. Indiana mom in the house. Kevin, the lifestyle guy.
todo el dinero. Solo un par
He
de
mixed
gente se lleva el putín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Haga lo suyo, que Dios te la ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos malos buenos y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work.
MTGV.
El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré.
Happy birthday, Arnell Elliott. Arnell. Next live stream, we're gonna cut some cake for you. Maybe if you show up, hopefully we can serve you a few slices.
Se arregla con dinero. Money work. De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz.
Everybody wish Arnell Elliott a happy birthday. Break it down, break it down.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.